And for today's business matters, Southwest Airlines announced yesterday that it will cut 15% of its corporate workforce, more than 1,700 people. So this is the first mass layoff actually in the company's history, with cuts expected to start in April. 11 senior executives, including some vice presidents, will be let go. Southwest says it expects the layoff to save the company $210 million this year and $300 million next year. The airline CEO Bob Jordan called the layoffs a very difficult and monumental shift. Another deep cut for U.S. Steel in its desires to merge with Japan's Nippon Steel. Activist investor Ancora Holdings is demanding company records and heating up its campaign to replace some board members and the CEO. In a letter, Ancora said it wants to find out if the board violated its duties to investors by filing a lawsuit with the U.S. Court of Appeals. U.S. Steel wants the court to overturn former President Biden's block on the deal. Ancora said it also wants to determine if CEO David Burritt sought to trade on non-public information. U.S. Steel has warned it could need to make layoffs and close plants if the deal with Nippon dies. And for the third time, Johnson & Johnson will try to convince a judge to approve a bankruptcy to resolve a $10 billion settlement. More than 60,000 people have alleged that J&J's baby powder and other talc powders were contaminated with asbestos and caused cancers. J&J denies the claims. Courts have rejected 2 previous attempts to resolve the lawsuits through a subsidiary's bankruptcy. But Johnson & Johnson said it believes that this one will succeed because it has the votes to show a broad level of support. Critics say the vote was rigged in favor of J&J's preferred outcome. J&J argues the bankruptcy will offer a faster and fairer way for payouts. All right, next, Nike is in a slump. Sales are down and so is its stock value. So the company is partnering with Kim Kardashian for a new brand called Nike Skims. The collection is based on her popular shapewear line and will focus on female athletes. The move is a first for Nike, which hasn't partnered with an outside company before to create a new brand. It usually relies on acquisitions or apparel endorsements with popular athletes like Michael Jordan. The new brand will help Nike in the activewear category as it looks to compete against companies like Lululemon. And the brand will roll out in the US this spring online and at select retail locations. A global launch planned in 2026. Taking a full bite back out of Burger King in China, Restaurant Brands International now has near total ownership of the business. The company acquired Burger King China from its local franchisee for about $158 million. Restaurant Brands plans to find a new local partner to invest in the burger chain, and this comes as the fast food operator works on its China strategy for its Burger King business. The restaurants have faced softening demand over consumer spending pressure and stiff competition. Meanwhile, hungry for competition, Uber is now suing DoorDash. Uber is accusing the rival delivery company of bullying restaurants to use its service. It says its rivals' anti-competitive practices have led to higher costs for both restaurants and consumers. Uber also said that DoorDash's underhanded tactics have cost Uber millions in revenue and illegally restricts it from growing Uber Direct. A DoorDash spokesperson said the claims are unfounded and based on Uber's inability to offer restaurants and consumers a quality alternative. Now, Elon Musk's favorite candidate for German chancellor wants to reform the European Union. The election's coming this Sunday. Here's the story.
It could decide the entire fate of Europe, maybe the fate of the world.
German elections for the next chancellor coming up Sunday. Elon Musk's favorite party, AfD, and its candidate, Alice Weidel, call for major reforms to the European Union.
The Republicans are making their country great again, and we in Germany are making our homeland great again.
Make Germany great again!
Weidel is in second place in the polls at 21%, behind the Christian Democratic Union, projected most likely to win. But elections are dynamic. Voter turnout and shifts in public opinion significantly influence the results.
There's too much bureaucracy from Brussels. too much control from sort of global elite.
Tech billionaire Elon Musk speaking at an AFD event last January, supporting the idea of reforming the European Union. The EU has been criticized for its burdensome regulatory environment.
There's almost like a race to see which politician publishes the most number of laws, the most number of regulations, and of legal limits. They're always trying to present themselves as the solution.
Spanish economist Daniel Lacalle says the problem is immense, with burdensome regulations greatly hampering Europe's economies.
We don't need all of these bureaucrats that have actually who have no clue what they're doing and destroying our foundation in the European Union.
In a Bloomberg interview late last year, Vital said EU officials are unelected and make laws that harm economies. She says the EU needs to be reformed so that every country has the right to veto the Commission's proposals. She also proposes transforming the EU into a free trade zone, which would significantly reduce its regulatory structure.
Meanwhile, new competition joins the trendy and growing prebiotic soda industry. Some may recognize the names Olipop and Poppi as the current kings of the segment. Olipop alone was recently valued at $1.85 billion. That's after raising $50 million in its latest funding round. NTD's Sean Marshall has more.
Coca-Cola is jumping into the rapidly growing prebiotic soda industry. They're adding prebiotic products to their Simply brand of fruit juices and drinks. Prebiotics are a type of dietary fiber that feeds the good bacteria in the digestive system. Poppi and Olipop are the best-known brands in the prebiotic soda industry so far and have been pushing the trendy products for some time. Coca-Cola's Simply Pop includes no added sugar and 25 to 30% real fruit juice from concentrate, a first for the fast-growing segment, and contains 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, triple Poppi's fiber content, but less than Olipop's 9 grams. Becca Kerr, Coca-Cola CEO of Nutrition, says in a press release that the team took a disciplined, consumer-driven approach throughout the product's journey from ideation to launch. She said, "We found that consumers, especially wellness-focused Gen Zers and millennials, were really interested in juice and prebiotic sodas. Now that Coca-Cola, the top-selling soda brand in the U.S., is a rival in the prebiotic soda industry, Olipop and Poppi will possibly be stepping up their marketing and distribution game." Poppi just had a Super Bowl commercial and also caught some online backlash and a publicity stunt for sending influencers entire vending machines full of their drink. Simply Pop hits shelves later this month at retailers in select regions and online nationwide via Amazon Fresh. The brand will expand to additional markets nationwide throughout 2025. Sean Marshall, NTD News.
And Texas could become a major hub for Taiwanese electronics companies. Major investments are expected to be announced for the Lone Star State in May, around President Trump's first 100 days in office. The chairman for the Taiwan Electrical and Electronic Manufacturers Association said a larger number of its companies will announce investment expansions in Texas. Chairman Richard Lee made the comments at an event in Taipei but did not name any companies. This comes as President Trump has criticized Taiwan for taking U.S. semiconductor business and has threatened import tariffs. Tesla is hiring, signaling that the EV market has set its destination for India, the world's third largest auto market. Openings have been posted for about a dozen roles. This includes senior staff at back-end customer-facing roles for Mumbai, India's financial capital. The posts come less than a week after CEO Elon Musk met with India's Prime Minister in Washington. For years, Tesla has planned to enter India's auto market. Musk has long criticized India for high import tariffs on EVs and has called to relax them, but local automakers have pushed back over concerns that Tesla's entry could hit their EV plans. Chinese AI model DeepSeek is facing heavy scrutiny for its potential to share user data with China. South Korean regulators told media today they have confirmed DeepSeek is communicating with TikTok's parent company ByteDance. The regulators said they have yet to confirm what data was transferred and to what extent. This comes after a U.S. data security firm raised concerns earlier this month about ByteDance code being used in DeepSeek. The analysis says those codes could allow the software to track user behavior, collect device metadata, and even allow remote control of the user's app. Last month, the app topped app stores in the US, UK, and many other countries. Meanwhile, concerns are growing over whether the Chinese Communist Party could exploit its data stored in China. Since then, many governments have banned the app from official devices. 2 weeks ago, US lawmakers introduced a bill to ban DeepSeek on all government devices, calling the app, quote, a 5-alarm national security fire. Norway's central bank says it received 82 applications for the position of CEO of the country's vast sovereign wealth fund. The list includes the current CEO, who last year said he would seek a new term and felt his job was not done yet. The applicants also include the former Deputy Minister of Finance and the leader of Greenpeace Norway, a stand-up comedian, several teenagers, and some candidates with no current job are also on the list. The applicant who's selected will manage Norway's $1.8 trillion sovereign wealth fund. It's the world's largest and is used to invest the proceeds of Norway's state oil and gas revenues.